Hello and welcome to A Random Acts of Poetry. This is another piece from my first self-published piece of work, Away with Angus. This particular poem came about. Um, it's an interest of mine. It's always been an interest of mine, our prehistory. I am fascinated by our Neolithic, well, no, let's just say lithic ancestors, and even those of the Stone Ages is not really the correct term for these people. Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, all suggesting stone, but there was more to their culture and their society than just working with stone. As I've said in previous videos, this particular piece is following a legend and a legacy. And it looks, when we start to analyse myths and mythology, that there are, if you like, proto-myths, not prehistory, not pre-myths, but there are ancient stories that must have been told around fires that explained the situation of the world as we understood it. So as hunter-gatherers, we would have told one story, whichever version of the flood we were telling, perhaps, whatever version of the creation myth that we were telling. The oldest series of myths that we have documented seems to be that of Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh goes upon a journey into the lands of the dead. And it doesn't particularly matter what we call these areas, what we call the hero. What matters is the acknowledgement of that particular myth. And this poem was inspired from, again, the Sumerians' proto-myth, the stories that we could piece together from those scholars of their own legends and myths. And this is perhaps where the idea of the creation of humanity comes from. They refer to a race of people called the Anunai, or some pronunciation of that. Sumerian is a dead language, so I suppose I can say it however I like. It also talks about the serpent, and the serpent lies within our mythography as being a symbol of knowledge, power, the Kundalini serpent, the double-headed snake upon the caduceus of Hermes. There's lots and lots of references to the serpent and its knowledge. And where we end up being controlled from this by our masters, if we have masters. Do we? Don't we? Who is really in control? Here's the poem. Enough backstory. Poem. Legacy. When the serpent reared its head, the watchers held their breath, whilst humanity turned and fled into the arms of stiffening death. If the words were not spoken, how could they be heard? Forcing faith into a totem, easy to carry when running scared. A mere parody of old ages is created to interpret the joke. Consequently, the battle now rages, disguised beneath nature's cloak. Throw off this misconception. Shed your fear of dying. It's all a simple deception. Yes, again, the masters have been lying. So where is this deceit? How are we deceived? From what must we retreat? Which truth to be believed? Open up your eyes. Breathe a sigh of relief. Hidden in ancient times lies the root of your belief.